What's up, good people? It's your boy Fleet Jones.
It's your boy Mo Green.
We back again. Straight up talk. Oh, first off, I've been receiving a lot of um mail. People want to contribute. So if you want to contribute, I know I forget after every show. It's not a biggie, but here you can hit us at straightuptalk.com. That is STR, the number eight, the letter T, up talk.com. And if you want a cash app, send a couple donations. You could do it on the website, or I still say cash app is probably the best bet. You can cash app at Fleet Jones. That's FLEETJONES. And you know you got to put the dollar sign in the middle. So, with that said, we got a topic for you. And this is based off, we go touch on a little bit about 48 laws of power. Well, not just a little bit, probably just the first chapter. Hey, listen, I got the Big Daddy book.
You got a big daddy.
I
Hey,
got the Big Daddy book.
but it
My
was
book's
cold.
bigger than yours.
Hey, listen. It was cold outside, man. It was cold outside. Go ahead, bro.
So we got to talk about this first law. Um, Never outshine the master.
Mm,
So when we're talking about never outshining the master, it just from different fields, and I got some experience when just even the work field, you come in and you try to do everything, look good, look like you're the smartest one, outshine the boss. I had a young lady that came in, that I dated. I think it was some type of medical group, came in, was outshining everyone. She got fired.
yeah.
She got fired
Uh,
because she was smarter than her boss, and her boss felt insecure because she was better than her. So, with that said, and that's what the book kind of talks about, because everyone got insecurities. Everyone. Well, I ain't gonna say everyone. Most people. Most people got some things that they are insecure about. And us as individuals, we all have certain talents that we possess that could be better than other people. Everybody's good at something. So with that being said, when you're good at something, somebody may feel intimidated at that, but you're still not supposed to outshine your master. Now, I'm not about to get boring. I'm about to just take it to hip hop. I'm about to take it to the culture first. Just take it to the culture. Music, hip hop. And when you think about paying homage and not outshining your masters, I want you to think of two artists. First artist that, really hit the scene hard, Drake. Drake was under, was it Lil Wayne and Baby and all of them. So Lil Wayne at the time was kind of the top artist, the known artist. Drake not once outshined him. Even though Lil Wayne probably knew that, he was better, Drake never outshined him. Maybe his music did, but he never set out to. He always paid homage to
always.
him.
He always paid
Always
homage.
paid homage.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about the last few best songs of Lil Wayne featured who? Drake.
Drake.
So he never outshined him, but we know as the people we will look to Drake more as a better artist than him, but he and his role never outshined him. And there's benefits to that. Another artist, J. Cole, he just recently did the NBA All-Star game. Who does he pay homage to? Jay-Z. Always paying homage to him. Even in that 21 Savage song, Hanging with 20 was about to go have lunch with Jay. Paying homage to him, not trying to outshine the master. And I know the book used the term master, but master, boss, mentor. anyone else that is in a higher role, or someone that has maybe wisdom, more
Right.
wisdom than
And
you.
just look, and you can look at it as like, don't take master literal. You're talking
Hmm.
about like even if you was in martial arts, your sensei. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Um, but with the common denominator with all of these people and what Fleet is saying is that they were humble and they played their position.
Exactly.
Even though they had gifts and talents and let their talent shine, they still paid homage and they played their position. They never crossed over into the next lane.
Hmm. Because even the books speaks about someone had, like to live the lavish life, put on some extravagant party that reached the insecurities of the king, the ruler at that time, and he ultimately paid the price. Ended up in prison to the day that he died. Then there was one instance of someone that did not outshine his master, but used that as leverage. Um, it was, I believe, it was astronomer, scientist that you know made some findings about Jupiter, and there was a wealthy family that instead of asking and begging for money, he used that as leverage to the point that they actually hired him because he used like the moons of the certain stars of Jupiter to honor that certain family. And that ultimately he got his goal by not outshining the master, but using them as a tool to be where he wanted in life. And I got to talk about something personal just because that goes into, being humble. And I had to pull up a definition of humble because for me, I was like, you know what? You should never be humble. Never be humble. Every rich person, somebody that's wealthy, they're not humble. But then I had to think that, wait, maybe they was humble before, but now they're not humble now. But the definition of humble is just lowering your dignity or importance. And sometimes, even in these situations, you have to, and be, you have to, for the simple fact that there's something you need in someone or something that you don't want to do or someone you don't want to deal with. So, with that being said, you have to humble yourself, make yourself um, feel less important to uplift that next person because they provide something that you want or possess, whether if it's knowledge or even if you know everything, they're still in a position where you could benefit from. Power is free. I'll say this: power is free and it's available. We each got something, but it's available by giving. You know, I tell this to everybody. Rich people give, which give so much that guess what? Things come tenfold. It keeps coming back even more. But what do poor people do and broke people? They often always beg, and they
Hmm.
always in that same situation. So,
This is fact. This is fact. Also, though, when it comes down to it, in the book, this applies to everything. This applies to your job, anything. When it comes down to it, the advancement, your accomplishment as far as the education,
mhm,
you're never supposed to show an overabundance of surpassing your master. You're
mhm,
supposed to always somewhat dumb down you're never supposed to it's chess. It's not checkers. You're supposed to
exactly.
actually right. You're supposed to pretty much downplay the advancements of your education. So for example, if Fleet was teaching me how to draw, and Fleet been drawing for years,
Mhm,
and I learned the skill that he acquired. It took him almost 10 years to do, and I surpassed that in 2 hours.
mhm,
What is that going to do to him? He's going to somewhat be upset with me. It's
Mm,
a human nature. So, with surpassing the education, the advancement of education, never surpass your sensei, your master.
exactly.
Never.
Never. And here here's another point. You can track your your losses or your favors by who you honor and dishonor. Who you honor and dishonor. And with that said, people often tend to, oh, I'm not about to do this with this person, not about to do this with this person. But everyone has something to offer. Everyone has something to offer and something to give. And it goes down to perspective. Each and everybody has a certain perspective or aspect that we can all learn from. That goes back to humbling. Yes, we all know that we serve a purpose, we're important, but they're also important, or they also was important. What do you think a successor is? Someone succeeded, but now they have to have a successor. Do you think that do you think the person who is already in that position will want someone that's, you know, better than them? No.
Can I speak on that? Can I speak on that?
Go
Like, I
ahead.
just want to piggyback off of what you're saying. For example, Andre Harrell, the
Uh-huh.
owner that used to be co-owner of Uptown Records,
Mm-hmm.
um, Puffy used to work under him.
Mm-hmm.
So Andre Harrell was the master. Puffy was the student.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to a point when Andre Harrell was so shocked on the hunger and the determination and how much Puffy learned, where Andre Harrell even saw Puffy surpassing him.
Mm-hmm.
He had to let him go. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember when Andre Harrell had said this on an interview, he said, I had to let him go. There was nothing he can learn from me. He's learned
Yeah.
everything. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, he's the man. Like, there's no need for him to be up under me. And
Yeah.
Puffy, this is before Puffy got understood that he was a boss. This is
Yeah.
before Puffy really made his money, because Andre Harrell, he was up under Andre Harrell. Andre, a company card. He was living good,
Mm-hmm.
living real good. Hold on. Sorry about that. He was living real good. And Puffy was used to being the worker bee, the student.
Mm-hmm.
And Andre Harrell saw, whoa, he's killing it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you know
Yeah.
what? Puffy came in that one day. He said it. Andre Harrell said Puffy came in this one day, and he said, I love you, brother, but go ahead, give me back that card. And Puffy gave him the card and everything, and he said, okay, man, I'm gonna let you go. And he was like, let me
Mm.
go. Puffy was like, what you mean, let me go? There's nothing else I could do for you.
Exactly.
There's nothing else I could do for you.
Because Puffy
And
was not about to pass his legacy on.
right, right,
Because he had
right.
a
And I
certain
think
idea of how things was going to go, but he knew that wasn't the direction that Puffy was going to go.
right, right. And there are some masters, like in the book, it tells you where there's masters that are insecure. Andre
Hmm.
Harrell was a master that wasn't insecure, and he didn't want to hold him under his boot like that. He wanted him to spread his wings and fly. And that was the opposing side of what master that is not insecure. He wanted
Is
him to grow.
so is that kind of what can you say that with is that what Kanye kind of did with Virgil Abloh? Let him
Wait,
go, right?
Virgil Abloh was under Kanye?
I believe so. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he learned under Kanye.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I wasn't. I
Okay.
wasn't privy to that information, my
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because
Wow.
I think he even mentioned in the interview, like, why would I hold you back? He mentioned in the interview.
Mm.
You know.
Wow.
But
But
we
I mean,
know
but wait, but not to get off subject, but what was Kanye doing to teach Virgil Abloh? Because Virgil Abloh is like a fashion designer.
Kanye
Kanye
is
wasn't a fashion designer.
he was a fashion designer. He was a fashion designer. He was into fashion first, and they were going to study and do a couple things. And I believe, don't quote me on this, that he was on his team under Nike too.
Oh wow. Okay then.
Don't
Wow.
quote me on that. I have to check my sources, but
Okay.
I believe
Okay.
that. But I know definitely in the fashion world, they was going out there to Paris, London, all those other um, uh, high end, rich design locations to actually learn and study.
Wow.
So, but I think he mentioned in his interview that hey, I had to let him go, I had to let him shine. So that's
Wow.
kind of, in my opinion, the same situation. But that's kind of good, even though for the master's perspective, because even though they do have people, certain people have insecurities, but that's showing that the master is able to allow to the successor to fulfill his shoes. Also, allowed, hey, I'm going to take the back seat. You rolling, keep it moving. I'm just here for support and guidance because I have wisdom, sage, and I can point you in the right direction. Now, never outshining the master. How would you equate this to relationships, though?
Mm. Okay. So from what gender um direction are you coming from? Are you coming from a male's perspective or is a female's
I
perspective?
mean,
Male.
all perspectives, honestly.
Okay,
If
man.
if
So,
you are, you know, better with your spouse at certain things, you spent the 10,000 hours at certain things, and they only spent 100, and they're trying to undermine, oversee you. I'm just gonna give you an example. You're a doctor, and instead of your spouse listening to you, going to you for advice, they go to another male doctor and they get that advice. But he says the same thing that you said, but now she goes and runs with it. That's disrespecting and outshining the master.
well, it is, and this is the thing. This where that law comes into play. That you can never undermine the
Hmm.
master. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So, for example, people got to be smart and they got to think. If a woman, that same situation, if her man was a doctor or whatnot, and she spoke to him about this, and he said whatever answer he asked, right? She gave an answer. It would be hoover her to say, "Hey, listen, can we go ahead and get a second opinion to back up your thoughts?" You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
Hmm.
Damn.
But that's cool. That's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
It,
Can we can now that right there plays into that law? Because for example, let's go with your original scenario. If she goes ahead and just overlooks his word, go ahead. The doctor said the same thing. He's looking at you like, what is the point of me being here? If my
mhm.
word is not valid or of any use, why even come to me? Why are we even in there in any type of interaction? You know,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that's undermining.
That's undermining. You always should empower your master. I never forget a story about a young lady that was looking for housing for school, and like everything was just sold out. Couldn't find anything. Couldn't find anything. So she called. Someone picked up. It was actually a gentleman who picked up, and she knew it wasn't nothing. They knew it. But she told him, "Ma'am, it's nothing. Sorry, I can't do anything." Well, you know what she says? She says, "Well, I understand it's not, but I know that if I called you, I'm glad you picked up because I know that you have the power. to find me something. And guess what? She wasn't no wasn't no apartment. She got a nice little house for school, everything.
Okay, you saw what she did though, right?
Yes,
Okay, so for people that don't know from that story that Fleet was sharing, it says also in this book that you have to give kudos. Even if there's
hmm
not kudos to give, you must give
yes,
kudos to the master. So what this young woman did said, I know that you have the power to get me into this place. Now, on the other end, the master feeling like, yeah, I do have the power.
yeah, hmm
And she went ahead and did it. And like I said, this game is not checkers. It's truly chess.
it's
It's
chess.
not kissing ass. It's
Yeah,
not brown nosing. It
no
is a game to position yourself to the
leverage,
next level. Yeah.
leverage, using the leverage that you have. Use the leverage. Use that. Use that. Even in relationships, because that's kind of what we want to get into now. I know we did the instance with the man, but even with the woman, don't undermine the great values that your spouse have. Quick breakup, quick arguments that's going to come about by just doing that. Empower each other. If you empower one side, you empower the other, then vice versa. That's a lot of power being shared and cycled throughout that relationship.
Hmm.
A lot of power, because you know what's the old saying? Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, definitely.
You're going to just
Definitely.
keep sharpening each other
Hmm.
by not outshining each other. So we hope you all like this kind of breakdown, 48 Laws of Power, um, by Robert Greene. That's just the first chapter. We're going to have many more um, on this and how it deals with life, relationships, business, health, and wealth. Um, so thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy Fleet Jones.
It's your boy Mo Green.
And as we say in closing, the sky's the limit. We're going to continue to go straight up.
We're gonna continue to go straight up. Peace.